Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling aging, but maybe not in the way you think. You know that common idea that getting older is just, well, a decline, tied purely to the calendar.
Oh, absolutely. It's almost baked into our culture, isn't it? This
Mhm.
feeling that every year means losing something, that life just diminishes.
Exactly. But what if that's just not the whole story?
What if that's fundamentally flawed, even?
That's what we're exploring today. Our mission is to really challenge that narrative and dive deep into what it means to stay young in spirit forever.
And we're drawing on some really fascinating insights from this source we've been looking at, powertage20.pdf. It offers this, well, profound perspective.
Yeah, it blends spiritual ideas with psychology, focusing on the subconscious mind, the role of fear, and what life and age really are.
And for you listening, this isn't just about theory. Think of it as maybe a shortcut, a way to grasp how your own perception, your inner world, can genuinely shape your experience of life.
Regardless of the years on the clock.
Exactly. It's about tapping into something timeless inside you.
Okay, let's get into it. The first big idea that really jumped out at me from the source was this concept. The subconscious mind doesn't age. It's
Mm.
described as timeless, ageless, endless. Like it's part of this universal mind that, well, it was never born, it'll never die.
It's a powerful distinction, isn't it?
Yeah.
The source separates the physical body, which obviously changes, from the essence of who you are, your spirit, your inner quality.
Those things are untouched by old age.
That's the idea. Qualities like patience, kindness, veracity, humility, goodwill, peace, harmony, even brotherly love.
Hmm.
These don't have an expiration date. They don't age.
So actively working on those qualities, that's the real way to stay young, in spirit at least.
That's what it suggests. Cultivating them keeps you spiritually young no matter your chronological age.
That's a huge shift in perspective. And it connects to something else in the source, a medical finding that really surprised me.
From the DeCourcy Clinic.
Yes, in Cincinnati. These eminent medical professionals reported that basically years alone don't cause degenerative disorders.
Which immediately makes you ask, well, if it's not just time passing, then what is it?
Right. And their answer was fear.
The fear of time. That specific anxiety about getting older, that's what they found has the harmful effect physically and mentally.
Potentially causing premature aging.
Exactly. So it's not time itself, it's our reaction to the idea of time passing. It puts the power back in our court.
It really does. So how does that fear work on us? Is it just general stress or something deeper psychologically? Understanding that seems key.
Well, the source explains it through the subconscious.
Yeah.
It's incredibly receptive, almost like fertile ground for our habitual thoughts.
So if we keep thinking, I'm getting old, things are declining, I'm scared.
The subconscious takes that as instruction. It starts to manifest those fears, those beliefs into our reality. It's like running a negative program constantly in the background.
Wow. And the source gives that really sad example. The friend in London, over 80, very ill.
Yeah, and convinced he was useless, good for nothing. Just repeating that life is born, grow up, get old, become useless, and that's it.
That mental attitude, that feeling of futility. The source says that was the main reason for his sickness. His thoughts literally aged him.
It's a stark illustration, isn't it? Our inner talk isn't just noise. It has real, tangible effects.
So the alternative is reframing aging entirely, not as the flight of years, but as the dawn of wisdom.
And wisdom here isn't just knowing stuff. It's defined as like an awareness of the spiritual powers within your subconscious.
And knowing how to use them.
Yes, how to apply them for a full and happy life.
So connecting that, it means we need to ditch the idea that hitting 65 or 75 or 85 means it's the end of the road.
Absolutely. The source argues these can be the beginning of a glorious, fruitful, active, even a really productive life pattern.
But only if we believe it, expect it.
That seems to be the key.
Yeah.
Shifting that expectation from an endpoint to a new starting line, one defined by inner growth, not external markers.
Which brings us right to that powerful line. You are as young as you think you are.
Hmm.
And the anecdote about the surgeon really hammers this home, the one from Caxton Hall in London.
Right. Even late in life, he was talking about his future work.
Yeah, saying he'd be operating in the next dimension. Not with a scalpel, he said, but with mental and spiritual surgery.
It just shows his absolute conviction in his own continuity, his usefulness. He didn't buy into the physical limits society imposes. His mind hadn't retired, hadn't surrendered.
He just sought a different operating room.
A vastly expanded one, you could say.
That idea of immortality, or at least continuity beyond the physical, actually leads us nicely into the next theme from the source. This idea of life's enduring eternal reality.
Yes, it explores the idea that we have powers, senses maybe, that go beyond just our physical bodies.
It even mentions scientists finding evidence of consciousness potentially leaving the body, traveling.
Right. And for anyone curious about that, the source does point towards research. It mentions overwhelming evidence from psychical research societies, both in the UK and America.
Citing specific things like the Proceedings of the Psychical Research Society and Hereward Carrington's The Case for Psychic Survival.
Yeah, these are groups that seriously investigated phenomena suggesting consciousness survives physical death. Things like near-death experiences, mediumship, that sort of thing. The point being made is, if our core consciousness can exist apart from the body.
Then physical aging is just one part of the picture, not the whole story.
Exactly. It's not the totality of our being.
It reminds me of that analogy used in The Source about Thomas Edison and electricity.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Someone asks him, what is electricity?
And he just replies, Madame, electricity is use it.
Mm-hmm. We accept it. We use its power, even if we don't fully grasp the what's. The source draws a parallel. We know life is. We're here to express it.
Fully, in all its beauty and glory.
So the clear message is, the cycle we see, birth, youth, maturity, old age, that's not the entirety of life.
What we call death is framed as, what was it? A journey to a new city and another dimension of life.
Which means your character, your mind's quality, your faith, your convictions, those parts of you aren't subject to physical decay. They endure.
That's quite a comforting thought, actually. Your true self remains intact.
Always.
Okay, so if that's the underlying reality, it makes some societal attitudes towards age seem, well, really off base.
Definitely. The source doesn't mince words. It calls the attitude of some employers who just shut the door on people over 40.
Cold, callous, evil, and completely void of compassion and understanding. Strong words.
Very strong. And the argument is powerful. Older people aren't trying to sell their age or their gray hair.
They're selling their talents, their experience, their wisdom.
Wisdom gained through years of actually doing things, living life, being in the marketplace. It fundamentally challenges age discrimination, framing it as not just unfair, but foolish.
Yeah, economically short-sighted.
Exactly.
And it goes further, suggesting we should redefine gray hair, not as decline, but as a symbol of greater wisdom, skill, understanding, emotional and spiritual maturity.
Describing it as a tremendous blessing to any organization.
Which makes the whole idea of mandatory retirement at 65 seem, well, illogical from this perspective.
Completely. The source argues that's precisely when someone might be most useful. Handling complex personnel issues, planning for the future, making decisions, guiding younger people.
It's positioned as an age of peak insight, not obsolescence.
Right. And contrast that with what the source calls a tragic state of affairs. This heavy emphasis on youth.
Like Hollywood aiming for a 12-year-old mind.
While ignoring that, youth often means inexperience, maybe less discernment, sometimes hasty judgment. It's got things backwards.
So, okay, bringing this back to the practical, how do we actually cultivate this young in spirit state?
Well, the source is clear that just focusing frantically on the physical diets, exercise, games, isn't enough by itself.
It quotes Proverbs, doesn't it? As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he.
Exactly. The real secret lies in where you direct your thoughts.
Focusing them on, what was the phrasing? The beautiful, the noble, and the good.
It's about consciously choosing where your mental energy goes. Appreciating beauty, seeking inspiration, finding positive angles.
And it also gives a serious warning about the opposite.
Yes, the fear of old age itself. It can actually bring about the mental and physical decline you're afraid of.
Like Job, the thing which I greatly feared is come upon me. Your fear can manifest the outcome.
Precisely. Our internal story shapes our external reality.
So based on this view, what are the real signs of aging? It's not the wrinkles or the gray hair, is it?
No. According to the source, you really start to grow old when you lose interest in life, when you stop dreaming.
Stop searching for new truths, new worlds to conquer.
Right. When curiosity fades. Conversely, staying young is about keeping the mind open.
Open to new ideas, new interests, embracing the sunshine and inspiration of new truths.
That's the essence of it. Maintaining that inner spark, that vibrant curiosity.
Which means if you're listening and you're 65 or 75 or 95, you have so much still to contribute.
Absolutely. Stabilizing, advising, directing younger generations with your unique perspective, your experience, your wisdom.
The key takeaway is don't let your mind retire. Ever.
There's that great analogy in the source. The mind is like a parachute.
No good unless it opens up.
Exactly. Stay open, stay receptive. The source observed retired men who just seemed to wither away.
Because they felt life was over, they closed their minds.
It seemed that way. They stopped engaging.
But retirement can be seen completely differently.
Oh, definitely. As a new venture, a new challenge, a new path. Maybe the start of fulfilling a lifelong dream.
I loved that story of the executive who called retirement his promotion from kindergarten to the first grade.
Yeah, shifting from just making a living to really focusing on living life, taking up photography, lecturing.
It's about staying active, being a producer, not a prisoner of age or societal expectations, not hiding your talents.
Exactly. And the secret to actually recapturing that youthful feeling, the source says, is connecting with that inner power, that miraculous, healing, self-renewing power of your subconscious.
Feeling inspired, uplifted, rejuvenated, bubbling with enthusiasm.
Yes, tapping into that internal wellspring of energy and joy.
And a crucial step seems to be get a vision.
Consciously reject the negative stereotypes about aging you see everywhere, media, statistics, whatever. See them as a lie.
And instead, affirm life. Create a clear mental picture of yourself as, what were the words? Happy, radiant, successful, serene, and powerful.
Hold on to that vision. And the source gives so many examples to show this isn't just wishful thinking.
Right, like the 110-year-old man in Bombay. Transfigured by the radiance of an inner light, his mind never retired.
Or Churchill, still writing, working, vigorous at 90, having weathered storms without becoming bitter.
And the author's own father, learning new languages, French at 65, Gaelic even later, becoming an expert, a teacher.
And his mind apparently stayed sharp right up to 99. Clearer even, handwriting and reasoning improved.
Astonishing, isn't it? It challenges everything we assume about mental decline.
And these aren't just oddities. Think historical figures. Michelangelo painting masterpieces at 80.
Goethe finishing Faust near the end of his life.
Cato learning Greek at 80. Socrates learning music at 80. Tennyson writing Crossing the Bar at 83. Isaac Newton still hard at work near 85. John Wesley leading Methodism at 88.
The list goes on and on. It really shows what's possible when the mind remains active and engaged.
It paints a picture of later life as potentially the most fruitful period.
Which leads to that call for society to change its view, to place our senior citizens in high places and let them flourish.
Value that accumulated wisdom and experience.
So, circling back, what are the true fruits of this kind of old age lived with this perspective?
The source defines it beautifully. The contemplation of the truths of God from the highest standpoint, a time of deep spiritual understanding.
And these fruits manifest practically.
Yes, as the fruits of the Spirit. Things like love, joy, peace, patience, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance.
These positive states and character traits are the real harvest, the true blessings.
That's the perspective. That's the potential richness of later life.
It culminates in that final profound statement. You are a son of infinite life, which knows no end, and you are a child of eternity.
A powerful affirmation of our enduring nature.
Wow. Okay, so summing up this deep dive. The core message is undeniable. True youth really is a state of mind.
Nurtured by keeping that curiosity alive, staying open, maintaining a positive outlook, and actively cultivating those inner timeless qualities.
It truly transcends the number of years you've been alive. So here's a thought to leave you with. If your mind truly never retires, if it's always capable of seeking new truths and interests, what unexplored new worlds are out there for you?
Inside yourself or out in the world.
What are you ready to explore or conquer starting today, no matter what your age?